is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain, and it is time. It is SummerSlam. We're in front of 53,909 people. I'm excited. I'm super excited for this show. After this show, we will be taking what I like to call a booking break from TEW, the WWF save, so I can write storylines leading up to probably Survivor, probably the Royal Rumble. We're probably going to write story all the way up to the Royal Rumble, and do everything like that, and take my time and write stories out and all that stuff, to continue the story and come up with new storylines and all that stuff. I have some few storyline ideas already written out where I want it to go to Survivor Series and everything like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start SummerSlam. We got to get through the pre-show. In a terrible pre-show match, the Hollies defeated Bob and Crush when Bob Holly pinned Crush with a Falcon's Arrow. The match got a 60. Big Daddy V defeats Brian Lee, okay then. Big Daddy V with a 45, Brian Lee with a 47. The Knights in color commentary gave the match a boost, and the match got a 49. Not bad. We're going to go ahead and start the show, and it is a rundown of what we have tonight on hand tonight. Our huge main event of Triple H versus Bret the Hitman Hart for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. We will also see, in our co-main event, we will also see The Undertaker taking on his brother Kane for the the vacant Intercontinental Championship. You gotta make sure that it's the vacant Intercontinental Championship. We will be seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on one Chris Jericho. And we will also be seeing Kurt Angle take on Owen Hart. I have hyped these matches up enough in previous episodes, guys. This is going to be a long episode, so I kind of want to not make it too long with that. If you want backstory, go back and watch Sunday Night Heat. Go watch last week's worth of television, Monday Night Raw, Shotgun Saturday Night, and Sunday Night Heat. I have hyped these matches up enough. I'm excited. I want to see what these matches get. Let's go ahead and start the pay-per-view with our first matchup, which is Dean Malenko taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. And Dean Malenko picks up the win against Rey Mysterio Jr. by submission with a Texas Cloverleaf. The match got an 80. Not bad at all. Dean Malenko with an 83 and Rey Mysterio Jr. with an 85. The Camp Cornette storyline advances, but loses heat. Dean Malenko picks up the win against Rey Mysterio, and after the match, these two men, both great competitors, they end up shaking hands after the match, after giving the fans a good opening matchup here tonight. We are going to move on to our next matchup, which is for the Tag Team Championships. Dust, the new #1 contenders, and about that. And Dust picks up the victory, guys. Hopefully I can edit this out and edit it out to where y'all don't even notice. But my power went out while I was in the middle of recording. We have an ice storm that came through, and my power went out. So hopefully we can record the rest of this episode without any more technical difficulties. But Dust picks up the win. The newfound tag team of Dust, Goldust and Billy Gunn, Badass Billy Gunn, Goldust, Dust, beat Sid and Vader, becoming the new WWF Tag Team Champions. This segment got a 95. I don't even know what the match did, which is kind of horrible. I gotta redo all that. That'll work right there. We are gonna move on to the next segment, guys. Hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. In another matchup here tonight, that I had extra time and threw together on the card, and about that had good wrestling, great wrestling, and good heat. Ken Shamrock defeats Scott Steiner with an ankle lock. The match got a 74. I wasn't expecting anything fancy out of this. But we are going to go ahead and move on to the next matchup. And it is a hype promo of the Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam matchup. As you know, Rob Van Dam is the WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. And Rob Van Dam came back from suspension saying that he realized the error of his ways and he has a new passion that's burning inside of him, a fire that's burning inside, a Latino heat that is burning inside. He is determined, he is destined, and he wants nothing more than to prove all his haters wrong and become the WWF Light Heavyweight Champion here tonight. This segment got a 93, and we move on to that matchup. And about that had superb wrestling and good heat. Eddie Guerrero defeats Rob Van Dam by pinfall with a surprise roll-up. This was a back-and-forth match. Very Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn-like technical matchup. Both these men just giving it their all. Neither man backing down, but Eddie Guerrero picking up the win over Rob Van Dam here tonight. Eddie Guerrero is now the new WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. The match got an 83. I was hoping it would do a little bit better than this. Rob Van Dam with 85, Eddie Guerrero with 85. Camp Cornette segment advances. Announcing quality gave the match a boost, and RVD and Jim Cornette have good chemistry together. We are going to move on to the next segment, which is another match that I had time for, but Double J Jeff Jarrett defeats Ultimo Dragon by submission. Both these men with a 77. Double J and Deborah have good chemistry. The match got a 70. Wasn't expecting anything too fantastic with this match either. We're going to move on to the next segment of the night. And as y'all know, the Big Show has won back the Hardcore Championship. Big Show is walking down the corridor, and then he gets attacked by the Hardys and Mick Foley, with Raven lurking in the back. They beat up the Big Show. Big Show gets the better of all three men. And Raven attacks him with the chair, and we have a Prompt 2 hardcore matchup that got a 94, not bad. And about that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. The Big Show successfully defends his hardcore championship in 13-12 after he beats Raven with a chokeslam. The Big Show makes defense #1 of the WWF hardcore title. Both men win a 95. The match got a 94. Death to Hardcore storyline advances. I couldn't ask for a better freaking match, to be honest with you, out of these two. I wasn't expecting it at a 94. I was expecting it to be maybe 80s, high 80s, low 90s, but 94, man, we're going to take that. We move on to the next segment of the night, and it is the hype promo between Kurt Angle and Owen Hart. These two men used to be friends, used to have a mutual respect for each other, but it was all a ruse, it was all a coy for Bret the Hitman Hart to keep his WWF, his World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title. He basically used Owen and positioned Owen into matchups to where he can beat Owen and keep his championship because he didn't want to lose it to Kurt Angle or the other young guys on the card. They always say blood is thicker than water, but Kurt Angle is determined to right a wrong here tonight. Will he be able to do that? Or will Owen Hart be able to beat Kurt Angle? This is the second time these two men have met on pay-per-view. First time being at WrestleMania when Kurt Angle beat Owen Hart. So this is Angle versus Owen. Kurt versus Owen part 2. Who will win this matchup here tonight? In an exceptional match when it got an 86. That's not good. I was hoping it would do better than that. In an exceptional match, Owen Hart defeats Kurt Angle in 12-49 by pinfall. Kurt Angle with a 94 and Owen with a 93. So this match definitely should have did a lot better than what it did. The Broken Heart storyline advances but loses heat. And Kurt Angle benefited from having crowd support. Kurt Angle picks up the loss here tonight. the Hart Foundation, except for Bret Hart, come to the ring, and Kurt Angle snaps, and he attacks all of them. He takes them all down and beats all of them with a chair. This is a new vicious Kurt Angle that we are seeing. He attacks all three men as they're celebrating, and he bloodies them all up, man. We had to have security come down and take him off of Owen Hart. He put an ankle lock on Owen, and it looked like he broke Owen's ankle. We are gonna have to find out, maybe later tonight. But he viciously beat all three men. This is gonna have a huge impact on tonight's main event, as we know that Bret Hart likes using his underhand tactics to keep his championship. So this is definitely going to affect tonight's main event against Triple H here tonight. We move on to the next segment. And it is another Prop 2 matchup. As APA defeat Legion of Doom when Farouk beats Road Warrior Hawk with the denominator. Bradshaw, the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody else. Farouk with a 79. Bradshaw with a 54. Road Warrior Hawk with a 76, and Animal with a 68. Farouk and Bradshaw with the tag team specialists. Road Warrior Hawk and Animal have excellent tag team chemistry, and they also have the tag team specialist bonus. Nelson color commentary gave the match a boost. The match got a 66. Oh man. Hopefully it does better. Hopefully we can get some banger matchups here. We're going to move on to the next segment of the night, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on one Chris Jericho for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. As we know, Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock to get his shot at this matchup. Vince McMahon, not a fan of The Rock, not a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin, not a fan of The Rock because The Rock is dating Stephanie, but now The Rock is unemployed, which is heartbreaking. Whoever lost that match was fired. And it was The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin advances to this matchup. Vince and Stone Cold Steve Austin have personal beef with each other. Vince does not think that Stone Cold Steve Austin should be the leader of, should be the face of the company. And he's going to do anything in his power to make sure that Steve Austin is not the face of the World Wrestling Federation. Here tonight, Stone Cold comes out to the ring along with Chris Jericho and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is in Chris Jericho's corner. Who will win this matchup here tonight? We are about to find out. I'm hoping that this match is a banger, guys. A 99. Wow. They can't give me 100. Oh my God. In a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Chris Jericho defeats Stone Cold Steve Austin once again by pinfall, but following interference by The Rock, Chris Jericho wins the WWF Intercontinental Championship. I don't know if we have a segment after this or not. I believe we do, and I'll tell y'all what happened. Yes, we do. The segment got a 100. The Rock celebrates in the ring with Chris Jericho as Steve Austin is laying there. The Rock came out of the crowd with the steel chair, whacked Steve Austin over the head when the referee was down, put Chris Jericho over the top of him as Vince claps and celebrates. He gives The Rock a big hug. What is going on, guys? What is happening? The Rock has turned his back. He never was a bad guy or a good guy, but he turned his back on his fans and sided with the devil himself, Vince McMahon. What is going on? I guess Vince McMahon promised The Rock something that he liked or something. We are going to have to find out more on Monday Night Raw. But The Rock teamed up with Chris Jericho. Them two do not like each other one bit. He teamed up with Chris Jericho and Vince McMahon and screwed Steve Austin out of the Intercontinental Championship. What is happening? I'm at a loss for words here. We are going to have to move on. This segment got a 100, obviously, but wow, what is going on? Why would The Rock do this? Why would The Rock team up with Vince McMahon after everything that Vince McMahon put The Rock through? Why would he team up with Vince McMahon? We are going to have to find out. We're going to move on to the next segment. It is a match that I thought was going to do a lot better than what it did. Probably because the storyline has low heat. In an incredible match, The Undertaker defeats Kane by pinfall with a Tombstone Power Driver. The match only got an 89. Oh man, that's heartbreaking. The Undertaker with a 98 and Kane with a 95. Hell's Fury storyline advances. Kane and Paul Bearer have good chemistry together and crowd support. The Undertaker went out there and did what he said he was going to do and beat the shit out of Kane. But after the match, Paul Bearer comes in the ring and he's trying to get Kane up. And he's telling Kane to get up. He's telling Kane to get up. But Kane's out cold. Then the Undertaker walks up to Kane. And he walks up to Paul Bearer. And he grabs a hold of Paul Bearer. And he's backing Paul Bearer into the corner. And then Kane does the sit-up thing. And he grabs the Undertaker. And turns him around. And Undertaker's looking at him. And then they have some exchange for words. As Paul Bearer then comes back out of the corner. And Kane and Undertaker are both nose to nose. And Undertaker's saying something to Kane. And Kane turns his head back and it looks like he's going to hit him. And then he puts Paul Bearer in a choke slam. And choke slams Paul Bearer in the middle of the ring. And Undertaker stands there and watches as he does it. Kane does his pyro. And then Undertaker looks at him. And then he puts his hand up, like the biker Undertaker, you know, he puts his hand up like that. And Kane does also. So it looks like Kane took the Undertaker's advice, and he's not going to be a pawn for anybody anymore. Does this mean that Kane and the Undertaker are teaming up? What does this mean? What does this mean for Sting also? We know that Sting is still lurking in the background somewhere, calculating his master plan to bring down the World Wrestling Federation. We are going to have to find out, because our next segment is tonight's main event, which is Triple H versus Bret the Hitman Hart. I'm hoping if it gets a 100, I'm going to flip the fuck out. But I don't think it's going to get 100 if Jericho and Austin doesn't get 100. And I don't think this is going to get a 100. But Triple H winning the King of the Ring, becoming the #1 contender. He was destined to have a shot at SummerSlam. Bret Hart has done everything in his power to keep that World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship around his waist. He says that he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. But we have seen him use underhanded tactics and the help of the Hart Foundation to keep that championship. Now that the Hart Foundation is out of commission, thanks to Kurt Angle, will Triple H have what it takes to beat Bret Hart here tonight and claim his place in destiny, becoming the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion here tonight? Does Triple H have what it takes in a bout that had a 99, in a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat? Triple H defeats Bret the Hitman Hart by pinfall with a pedigree. Triple H wins the WWF World Heavyweight Title. Triple H wins. He beats Bret Hart clean in the middle of the ring. They had pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match. Oh, man, that sucks that it did not get a 100. A 99. I'll take a 99. I did not think it was going to do as good as soon as I seen the Austin and Jericho got a 99. I was like, yeah, there's no way that anything's going to top that. But a 99, I'm excited for it. Oh, man. Triple H beats Bret Hart. He had nobody there to help him. He didn't have Owen, Davey Boy Smith, or Jim Neidhart to help protect him. And they had one hell of a match, but Triple H beats him clean in the middle of the ring. Triple H is your new WWF World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. Bret Hart with 100, Triple H with a 97. We are going to move on to the next segment. Triple H is in the ring celebrating. Then all of a sudden, we hear Shawn Michaels' music hits. As Triple H, as we know that Triple H beat Shawn Michaels in a last man standing match, turned his back on Shawn Michaels, and put Shawn Michaels out of commission for a while here, for about a month. Shawn Michaels is back, and he's standing on the ramp, and he's sarcastically clapping for Triple H, your new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. And Triple H is standing in the ring with his championship on his shoulder, and he does not look amused to see one Shawn Michaels. The segment got a 95. I was expecting it to do a little bit better, but we're going to go ahead and finish the show. A 100, another 100. Oh man, another fucking top level pay-per-view. And I was really thinking that I should have put Jericho and Austin in the co-main event, but I was hoping that Undertaker and Kane would do better. Now I know not to underestimate some of my talent here. We are going to give some speeches here. We're going to give some love to, once again, Bret Hart. Once again, Triple H. And we are going to give some love to Stone Cold Steve Austin here tonight. We're going to compliment, and we're going to praise all of them. Good job, guys. Good job putting on some bigger of the matches. If I can give Jericho some praise, I would too. Happy with your speech, pleased with your speech, and pleased with your speech. Awesome pay-per-view. Another 100 pay-per-view. Couldn't ask for anything better. Couldn't ask for anything better. Absolute success. Oh, man. Let's see here. Let's see here. What do we got? ECW contract offer for the Sandman. All right. Oh, man. Awesome, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. This has been SummerSlam. My name is Dylan the Villain. Thank y'all for watching. If you are new to the channel and like what you're seeing and want to subscribe for some more TEW content, the subscribe icon will be over the SummerSlam logo. If you like this episode and want to watch some previous episodes, go back and that playlist will be right here on Last Night Results. And if you're looking for something a little bit more extreme, the ECW playlist will be right here, and you can check out that new save that I got going on, guys. My name is Dylan the Villain, and like we always say here at Program Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I do and play with yourself. We will see y'all on the next episode, guys. I cannot wait. I'm going to be taking a break from this save for a minute and write out some storylines, probably up to Survivor Series or some Royal Rumble, not SummerSlam, but the Royal Rumble, and we're going to try to book that out. But once we made it to the Royal Rumble, we have been playing the game for, once we get to 1998, we will be playing the game for one whole year. One whole year. But booking-wise, we've been booking this for almost 2 years now. But in-game, almost a whole year. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Thank y'all for being here this whole time. Thank y'all for the love and support. I couldn't do it without y'all. I really couldn't. Thank y'all for leaving likes and comments. I love commenting back to y'all. I love getting back to y'all. And I love seeing that y'all are liking this content and everything like that. It really motivates me to keep going. And I highly appreciate it, guys. From the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all for watching all this time. I will see y'all on the next one. Enough of me talking. I will see y'all on the next episode, guys. Y'all stay safe out there and take care, guys.